Hello, everyone. I heard you were all coming together today for this virtual press junket. And so I just wanted to pop in, hi, and say hi, and share my appreciation of you all in this moment. As we head towards the holidays, we at OWN are really excited about our special programming. A lot of it's focusing on what we know makes the holidays so memorable. Families coming together, listening and singing along to great music and making delicious food with everybody in the kitchen at the same time. So I thank you all for joining today's event as we celebrate the season with an incredible gospel special, along with some really sweet and fun holiday movies. Because I don't know about you, but I could use some good old wholesome cheer right about now. So I also wanted to express my gratitude to each of you for how we all are continuing to show up and share your voices in this moment, how you're using your skills and passion to keep our communities informed and entertained, and most importantly, connected through it all. So from the entire OWN family, we wish you all a healthy and safe holiday. Happy holidays, everybody.
Please welcome our moderator for the afternoon, entertainment anchor at 11 Alive, Francesca Amiker, to kick off today's event.
Hello and welcome, everyone. My name is Francesca Amiker. Welcome to the OWN for the Holidays virtual press conference. Thank you for taking time out of your day to be here with us on this special occasion. As I mentioned, my name is Francesca Amiker, and I'm the entertainment anchor at 11 Alive in Atlanta, and I'll be your moderator for the afternoon. So let's get the holiday celebrations started early this year. We're here today to celebrate OWN's upcoming holiday programming. And when I tell you it's amazing, it is really good. So every Tuesday in December, OWN will be offering new holiday programming, including the network's first ever gospel music special, 3 new back-to-back holiday movies, and so much more. So what better way to kick off the holiday season than with some good old music, especially good Christmas music. We were listening to it right before this show began. And as you saw in the trailer, for the first time ever, OWN will be airing a 1-hour gospel music special, Our Own Christmas, premiering on Tuesday, December 1st at 9 p.m. Eastern Time. From Dr. Holly Carter and Relevate Entertainment. Now, the special event will be hosted by Meagan Good and DeVon Franklin, and it's going to feature some special musical performances and collaborations by the legendary Clark Sisters Kierra Sheard, Neo, Tasha Cobbs Leonard, Erica Campbell. The list literally goes on. Both Boys to Men, Leandria Johnson, Lala Hathaway, Shelby 5, and so many more. Now, there's also going to be some surprise acts of giving, and this is going to be the gospel music special of the year. You're really going to enjoy this right from the comfort of your home. All right. But before we start, someone special wants to share a message with you.
Hey, you guys. So I'm bummed that I'm not going to be able to celebrate the holidays early with you all. I am here in New Jersey filming a movie, but I am excited that you get to check out our own Christmas special, December 1st. It was a really incredible opportunity. Me and hubby got to host it together, and I think you guys are going to love it. I wanted to thank Dr. Holly Carter for just being a part of this opportunity for hubby and I want to thank OWN for just being all of who you guys are. And I know that this Christmas is going to be a little bit different for all of us this year, but I want you to know that I'm praying for you. I'm praying for an incredible holiday season. I'm praying just for love and light and healthiness. And I love you guys. And God bless you. And hope to see you soon.
That was Meagan Good, everyone, wife of DeVon Franklin. So that was just a teaser. And as a reminder, we're going to welcome all questions to our guests, but please remember to use the Q&A tab below to submit your questions. And I'm going to be reading the questions going back and forth for you. I will be reading your questions submitted out loud. So please put your first name, your last name, and also the media company that you're with. And following this event, we will be providing a copy of the junket for your records. So without further ado, please help me in welcoming producer, best-selling author, and motivational speaker, DeVon Franklin, and executive producer of Our Own Christmas, Dr. Holly Carter. Hello, DeVon, and hello, Holly. Thank you so much for being with us today. What a week it's been. It feels like it's been 5 years in 1 week, or maybe a decade in 1 year, right? But before I ask you all how you're doing, I just want to say I'm so excited for this special to air. I know you have that golden touch, Holly, when it comes to TV, whatever you put your hands on. And I'm really talking about that TV gold that you have. that Clark Sisters movie that premiered in the midst of quarantine. It was absolutely amazing. So how are you both doing?
Doing great.
Yes. Blessed, favored, excited.
Oh yeah, every day above the ground is a great day. No complaints.
That's right.
Well, we are very excited to have you with us. So thank you for being with us. And before we start our event, DeVon, I would love for you to start us off with a prayer to bless the event.
Yeah, of course, of course. Let us pray. Dear Heavenly Father, we just thank you for this holiday season. We just pray. Anyone watching and listening right now would know that they are loved and they are loved. We pray that they would unwrap the gift of life this holiday season. And no matter where they may be, even if they're socially distanced from their family, that they are ever present and close to you. We ask this program will go far and wide and touch hearts all around the world. We are so grateful for life and we celebrate it in this moment. This is our prayer, respecting all religions. In the name of Jesus, I pray. Amen.
Amen. Now let's get started with this gospel special, Our Own Christmas. Dr. Holly, impeccable. Impeccable. I sent a whole outline to OWN last night after I watched it. DeVon, you and your wife did an impeccable job of hosting it. So
thank you.
I mean, it was full of so much life, so much energy. And I was telling Owen in my email that you brought us into your home. You made us fall in love with you all. And you made us fall in love with the traditions that you and Meagan have, all while intersecting music and traditions and giving back to the community and us learning a thing or two as well. I enjoyed seeing the little girl who wrote the book. So we learned so much in this gospel special. So let me ask you this. How was it, collaborating with Meagan on Our Own Christmas, DeVon?
Listen, I had to give her some notes. You know what I mean? I had to say, babe, okay, let me show you how you do this.
Sure.
You know what I mean? I said, babe, nah, you got to take that down a little bit. All jokes aside, it was fun. It was fun. I mean, years and years ago, we hosted a holiday special, but to do it for OWN, to do it for Dr. Holly, and just to get a chance to work together, it was fun. We had a really good time. And so we haven't seen it yet. So I'm glad you've seen it and it came out well. But we felt very comfortable and the energy was good. And it was just a lot of fun, for us to get a chance to work together, which we don't get a chance to do often. So we really relish the opportunities when they present themselves.
It was so colorful. It was full of so much life and energy, and it really does fill your soul in that hour. Now, Dr. Holly, I know this is your first project with OWN under your first look deal. So congratulations to you for even securing that. How was the process? What was it like in developing this project? And, why was it different from other projects for you?
I think it was different from other projects, just based on the content, based on the fact that it's music driven, based on the fact that it is rooted in the season, of giving, of love, of faith. And the process has been wonderful. OWN, Miss Winfrey and her incredible team that works alongside have been amazing to work with. Literally, they said, this is your world, this is your baby, do it. With a couple of little, we're gonna add a little bit in here though, but it was great. It was great. They have been wonderful. And the process, we've had fun doing it. And I think what I have really enjoyed about it is to watch how the music has impacted everybody that's involved. I think that is my favorite part.
And the music, it's truly, it's soul moving. DeVon, I want to ask you this. I know as a motivational speaker, you seek inspiration from, different places and whatnot and people. It's a tough time for everyone right now. So what are some things that have been inspiring you?
Just to see, let's just talk about the recent election. When you have, my goodness, over almost 150 million people come out and vote, that is a celebration of democracy. And I get motivated by that. And even with all the challenges and so on and so forth that's going on, I look at the macro and say, wow, look at this. Even in a pandemic, this is how much people care about where we are going. So it's not hard for me to find motivation. I find motivation just waking up in the morning. I think too often we take life for granted. We think, oh, well, I woke up, and we immediately get into the stress versus saying, wait a minute, I woke up. I made it to another day. Okay, all right, thank you. So finding motivation has not been a challenge for me. And I hope if anyone's struggling with motivation that they would tune into this OWN for the Holidays event, because it will absolutely motivate them and remind them of the power of life and the power of love without a doubt.
Amen. It re-energizes you. I mean, again, I can't tell you enough. I mean, even within the first 3 minutes, I was texting back and forth to some folks with OWN, and I was thoroughly impressed. And Holly, of course, you know, I tip my hat off to you. Yeah, I know music is a special part of the Christmas season. So what are some of your favorite music related Christmas memories, Holly?
Music related Christmas memories would be just my favorite Christmas songs, you know, singing around the dinner table, singing in the house for Christmas. I come from a musically kind of inclined family. My dad was a singer and all of my siblings sing. And so we sang a lot. And Christmas time is the time to, even if you can't sing, you be trying to hold it around the Christmas table. So I love music at Christmas time.
And it was also nice in this special to get into the homes of some of the other gospel artists as well. I know I learned a little bit about Kierra Sheard, where she said something about her lemon squares. You know, she enjoys cooking or making lemon squares during the holiday season. And I enjoyed the little joke, DeVon, when you gave Meagan that gift and you were like, honey, I am the gift.
That's it. I'm the gift that keeps on giving.
And that's the problem. That's the problem, Francesca. He thinks he's the gift that keeps on giving. And so I have to, not only does Meagan have to deal with him, I have to.
Hold on. But Dr. Holly, no, it's not about thinking. You know, certain things you just know, right?
Okay. So, DeVon, let me ask you, what are some of the favorite things that you and Meagan like to do, you know, around the house for the holidays, or even if you get out during the holidays? What do you do to prepare?
You know, listen, the preparation, honestly, it looks like procrastination. I'll be real honest. It's like normally every holiday we say, okay, next year we're going to plan. We're going to do it in advance. And then next thing you know, we run late and here's, you know, Christmas time and we're rushing to pull things together. But the thing that we love to do most, obviously, like most people, spend time with their family. And then, you know, we usually every year we do a lip sync competition. Within our family, you know, and so it really gets serious from the youngest to the oldest. Ma Enos just turned 83 today, and she will get on her hot Mary pants and do her thing. So we love to come together. You know, I usually do my MC Hammer impersonation. You know, you can't touch this. Hey, don't hate on Hammer, okay?
Can we get a little impersonation of it now? What's that impersonation of MC?
Oh no.
No. See, I gotta have the whole outfit.
You don't want it.
You know what I mean? Y'all can't handle that up in here.
We can't touch this?
You can't touch it. You can't touch it.
We don't want to touch it.
But it's all about having fun, and music is a big element of our celebration every year, for sure.
Dr. Carter, what went into, and I just want to kind of get into your mind for a minute when it comes to weaving this together. What did you want to make sure the viewers walked away with after we watched this special? What did you want to make sure was the mission of this gospel celebration?
I think the importance of family, the importance of hope when it feels dark, but yet, you know, love is still shining through. I wanted them to walk away feeling like no matter what we've been through, there's a better day coming. And I think the beauty of Christmas, it just reminds you of that happiness. It brings joy. And I needed to make sure that every musical moment that was spent on this show left the viewer inspired. For me, it's about aspiration, inspiration, any redemptive moment that I can curate. That's my heart. That's where I go to. I wanted to be the alternative, if you will. And so with this special, I wanted them to walk away feeling like when they turn the television on, I wanted them to go hug their child, go hug your husband, go sing a Christmas song, even if you can't sing. But whatever it is, when you left this special, I wanted their spirits to be lifted, because that's where we need to be right now.
Dr. Carter, we're actually getting some questions in from the audience. And I know DeVon was able to tell us his tradition of singing karaoke and whatnot with his family. But what is your favorite Christmas tradition?
My favorite Christmas tradition is cooking Christmas breakfast. And my husband would always say, cooking, you don't cook. But I do, what I do is I make sure that everybody is here. I get on the, you coming? Are you coming? Okay, what time will you be here? Okay, okay, and then I'll tell my husband, okay, honey, we're gonna make pancakes. We're gonna have this huge, so we have this huge Christmas breakfast laid out. And by the time everybody gets here, I act like I've cooked, but then we go into all of our Christmas gifts. So I think my Christmas breakfast is one of the best traditions. The other tradition that I have that's really important to me, that stayed with me when my father went away to heaven, is giving back to the kids that don't have Christmas presents. My daddy did it for 35 years of his life, and when he died, I took that. And so every Christmas we give gifts, probably 600-700 gifts to underprivileged kids. So that's a really important tradition for me.
That's a beautiful thing. Thank you for sharing that with us, because I feel like that inspires people to realize that, yes, we are going through a pandemic and you may have it rough, but there are people who have it much, much worse. And if we could all just do something small that could surmount and create a gift from God that helps so many other people. So thank you for putting that out there. And my final question to you all, as I mentioned, we are in a pandemic, and we have a question from the audience. They're asking how you're planning to celebrate the holidays during COVID-19, now that things are so much different.
That's a good question. We're still, sorting out our holiday plans. But I think one of the keys to a great holiday season, it just starts with making the decision. This is going to be the best holidays ever. Because so often we're looking at, with COVID, what we can't do versus looking at what we can do. If we aren't able to see our family, that's like because we're giving them the gift of life, right? So what better gift to give our family members that we love you so much that we may stay away, but we're going to be closer and connected than ever before. So we're still sorting out what we're going to do, how we're going to do it, but it's going to be different. But different doesn't mean worse. We believe different is going to be better, and it's going to be a memorable holiday. And, we're still figuring out exactly what it looks like. But I would just encourage anyone to have hope this holiday season and know that the virus is going to pass. It will. But unwrap life this holiday.
Dr. Carter?
Life. I would say, I'll share this. So last year, I was, selected to cook in the family for Christmas. Now, obviously, I'm not the Betty Crocker of the bunch, but because I love them, I will try. So how about this? I did so good last year that I've been elected again to cook the Christmas dinner. So I will be preparing. Now, I may not bake like DeVon, because everybody knows DeVon bakes his little cookies and his little cakes. But I am going to cook turkey, dressing. I'm going to do it now. I might go to Honey Baked Ham and get a couple of meats, but I'm still going to prepare a fabulous meal. And it may not be everybody that it was last year. The group might be smaller, but the love will be just as big as it ever was.
Amen. It's all about family, friends, and coming together. It's not about how that turkey or that burnt ham tastes at all, Dr. Carter.
Burnt.
I have one more question, actually, before we let DeVon go. So this is from Zaina Allen with the Danielle Young Show. Now, this is a question for DeVon. In the climate we've been in lately, how did your marriage and the power of Black love help you through these times? And what are some things couples should take note of during these times to keep love at the forefront? Great question. To keep love at the forefront, I believe real love starts with truth. And being in this pandemic, most couples, Meagan and I included, have spent more time together than we probably have our entire marriage, just because we're going and coming and whatnot. And the thing that has been helpful to us, and I would impart this to other couples, is truth. Don't be afraid to acknowledge, hey, here's the areas that are working really well in our marriage, and here's the areas that need help. And it's okay in a marriage. Love is truth, and it's okay to admit there's some areas we need some help. There's some areas we got to sort out. I think that sometimes in the pandemic, people are in denial, right? Especially in relationships. I don't want to admit that this what he does annoys me, what she does gets on my nerves. But the greatest gift you can give your marriage is the gift of truth. Because if I love you, I got to tell you the truth. And then also, I would highly recommend bringing into your marriage, some support, a therapist, a marriage counselor. Bring somebody in who can help you sort through things, and know that how do you get through? You keep going through, and you keep committed. Black love absolutely can help us navigate it, but we got to do the work. And you got to make the commitment that you love your spouse enough that you are going to navigate the challenges that you have with them, and you're going to see it through to a positive resolution. And Zaina has one more question, DeVon. I loved your answer. During the holiday season and throughout the year, honestly, usually the Black woman in the family are the ones that hold it down. What are your thoughts on Black women being the matriarchs of the family?
Well, can we go a step further? the Black women are the matriarchs of America. Look what Black women just did in this election.
Right.
So,
That's right.
you know, I would be nowhere without Black women. I was raised, my father died when I was 9 years old of a heart attack when he was 36. And so I was raised by my mother, my grandmother, and my grandmother's 7 sisters. So I was truly raised by a coalition of Black women. And I can tell you that I would not be the man that I am without them. And so I do believe that that Black women are the matriarch. But here's the truth. Last thing I'm gonna say, I know you got to go. We got to start taking care of our Black women. We got to start saying, hey, you know what, Mom, why don't you rest this holiday? We got it. You just kick back. We got to make sure that we no longer take advantage of the help, the hope, and the heart of Black women, and we start to give back where credit is due. It's long overdue, but we should be doing it. And starting this holiday season, every man especially should make the commitment that we're going to honor our Black women this holiday.
That's right.
DeVon Franklin, everybody.
DeVon, are you making that commitment? Are you making that commitment to me?
I make that commitment.
Are you going to honor me too?
Every day. I honor you. Yes.
DeVon. Thank you so much. DeVon Franklin,
right,
everyone.
so.
DeVon, thank you so much for joining
Thanks for
us.
having me.
All right, so I want to introduce the Clark sisters. All right, so here we go. Dr. Holly, please stay on because we both know that this next segment is going to be crazy. There's going to be some kiki. There's going to be lots of banter. It is my honor to welcome the legendary, award-winning, and iconic group, the Clark Sisters, and Grammy Award winner, Kierra Sheard. Ladies, thank you so much for joining us. Let's have some banter and kiki now that the guy is gone, right?
Right.
Thank you guys so much for being here. All right, so I want to settle the debate. Holly, who is your favorite Clark sister? No, I'm totally just kidding.
Oh, yes. Hold on. Let me check because I answered that question the other day.
Did you?
Kiki. Kiki is my favorite.
Thank you.
All right, so you've collaborated with the Clark sisters now twice. How was the journey and what's it been like to reintroduce this legendary gospel group to a whole new generation?
You know, it has been life-changing. I have to tell you, I love these women so much. I love them like my big sisters. They have been so important in my life, in my ministry, in my career. And it's so interesting, before we did the Clark sisters, 16, 17 years ago, Dorinda, released a word that I'm watching come true. And so when I say they have been very, very integral in what I've done, even in my career, I say that. And so I love them for that. And not only are they great women and great artists, they're funny. I mean, just a hoot. And that's why this is going to be a kiki time.
I know Christmas and music, it's just the perfect marriage. So why do you think music is such an important part of this holiday celebration?
Is that for me or for?
Kierra, you can take it.
Oh, sure. I think music is a huge part of the holiday because it goes with the lights. I mean, when we're singing Jingle Bells, that's what set the tone of it. And then when you're with your families, I'll say when I'm with my family, a great time of the year during the Christmas year, a great time in Christmas that I enjoy is when we're at Aunt Dorinda's house. And I think we go to Aunt Jackie's house on Christmas. But either way, we find a way to sing.
Whose house do you go to? Whose house do you go to? I need you to figure out whose house.
Which house? Because we switch. It's a family thing. Which house do we go to? Auntie Dorinda's. We find ourselves singing at the piano, whether it's a song that has nothing to do with Christmas or if it's just us singing. So I think that the song is just a part of the holiday. It could be about take your cell phone with you. That's Auntie Dodo's song. So it's just, that's just a part of our holiday. So I have to have singing. It's just special.
I love it.
Karen, how have you woven the gospel into your pandemic experience? Because as we mentioned, and we have to mention it, that we are 9 months into this pandemic, that it doesn't seem to be going anywhere. So how do you feel like gospel, I have clung to the Lord more now than ever. And I think a lot of people could say the same thing. So I'm curious, Karen, how have you woven this experience into your music and creative process right now?
Is that Karen?
Yes, Karen.
That would be me, Kierra. That's your mother, Karen. I would like to say, first of all, let me just say that I have woven the gospel music into this pandemic by taking this message. And I mean, of course, I have the word of God inside of my heart. And I think that listening, period, at gospel music, it just brings joy. It brings inspiration. I so often used to hear my mother say, gospel means a message. Gospel is the gospel of Jesus Christ. It's the good news. And when I tell you, I don't care whatever state you in, that's what's so wonderful about gospel music. It can meet whatever walk of life that you're in. It can meet that need. It could give you an inspirational word, because it's giving you hope. As Dr. Carter said, it gives you life. And that's what I've done. I mean, even through this pandemic, I lost my mother-in-law, unfortunately, and just during our services and recording, of course, my husband is the pastor of the church, and that has helped to bring therapy rather, and just helping us be uplifted all the time, because we started thinking about mom during these times. It's getting closer, and you're thinking about your loved ones that you have lost, but in the process of listening to gospel music and just giving that inspiration and that hope, saying, you know what, just think about those times of I think about when my mother-in-law used to always tell me, certain songs she liked, and then she'd make me laugh when she'd say certain songs she didn't like, I didn't like that beat to that song, and then even with my mother, not knowing that she's here, but the hope is that seeing that what we are doing, when she said on her dying bed, whatever you do, continue to do all of God's work and what I instilled in you. And so that's making me happy right now, to even know that, what we've done, having this movie, things of that nature, just thinking on the positive things. And that just brings hope. So thank God for my mothers who brought the gospel to us by which way of singing or a word of wisdom.
Francesca, let me help you. Let me help you really quick. Now, all these women is preachers. So you got to be careful how you phrase your question, because she gonna preach.
Oh, right? I'm sitting here like, yes, amen.
Oh, my, all right, Doc.
Okay, I'll keep it going. So, Miss Jackee, during this pandemic, I think a lot of people learned a lot about themselves. What would you say the biggest lesson or takeaway from this pandemic has been for you?
I guess my biggest lesson has been, because I lost my husband on Thanksgiving Day last year, my biggest lesson is learning how to transition to being by myself, and to learn how to find a place for myself to enjoy and not be sad. That has been a big obstacle for me, because when you go from living with somebody for 46 years and then all of a sudden you're by yourself. But God has been very gracious to me and has allowed me a place where, I'm at peace. Yeah, I do. I have my days, but for the most part, because I know God and because God is the head of my life, I have been able to transition through this. I still struggle daily. I'm not going to say I don't, but I think that it has been a place where I have found a new me and where I am and what I want to do going forward. So I'm grateful. And I think that the pandemic has given a lot of people opportunities to look at themselves and then to find something that you feel that you wanted to do when you were working, when you were, busy. Now the Lord has opened up a door and given us a place where you can't blame working and all those things now. So now is the time for you to take what you have. And if God gave you a dream or you had some admirations to do stuff, now is the time, which is really and truly what I've done. I cook. So that's something that I have really explored, which is a big family thing in our family. So that would be it.
And Twinkie, I want to ask you about traditions, because one of my favorite parts about the holiday, family getting together and doing that one recurring activity or singing that one performance or that song or having that one drink that everyone expects every single year. What's one of the biggest traditions that you look forward to this year, Twinkie?
Well, I always look forward to the decorations My mother used to decorate the house. She would decorate the roof. She would decorate the backyard. And we ended up singing sometimes before the day end. And another thing that I admire about Christmas is the Mormon Tabernacle Choir that would do the Hallelujah chorus. And that's an old traditional song, but still exciting and joyful today. Also, the giving is what excites me. When you give, you don't know what you're getting, but when you open your present, it brings a whole different kind of joy to you. So along with the music, decorations, giving, and as they said earlier, having a big dinner and laughing and talking and just enjoying family time means a lot to me.
And it's funny because, well, a lot of people, they may be spending this holiday season alone, and it'll be a little different for them. So Dorinda, what do you want people to, as they sit on their couch, they may be alone, they may be with one loved one, they may not have anyone around. What do you want them to take from our own Christmas, this holiday special?
Well, for this own Christmas, I want them to just realize that they're still here. You know, just to be in the land of the living. You know, we've watched this season where people have passed away. We've lost loved ones. This has been a very devastating time for us. But to roll around all the way to the end of another year or this year, and to see that you have actually still, you may not have all that you want to have, your health may not be all that you want it to be, but to have life is more important than anything. I mean, the Christmas holiday, to share with your friends and family, to even just look down through the bloodline and see who's still here, you know, picking up the phone. That's another way of connection, you know, and communication is vitally important. People that we have not seen, this is the time to reach out to, you know, to your family members and let them know that, you know, just thinking about you, love you, we're still here. And the best thing for the whole OM holiday is to have the Zoom call and to be able to share with so many.
Amen to that, Dorinda. We have a question actually from the audience, it looks like. This question is from Ray Cornelius, host of Upfront inside Atlanta's entertainment industry. And this is for Holly Carter. He says, with the success of the Clark Sisters film, could we, or is she interested in producing a Broadway version of their story?
Tell him that we are already working on that. That is so, you know, I love how people loved that movie. Not just, you know, not just to say, oh, you like the film, but the fact that the film really blessed people, really uplifted people. And then to hear people say, I've watched the film 20 times, that's amazing to me. And so, yes, Ray, we absolutely are working on that, because that's another dream for me, for this family, to take this story to Broadway. And Francesca, by the way, you look so pretty.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. All of you ladies look absolutely beautiful and gorgeous. I just wanted to replicate what I saw last night in the special. Y'all were done up and glitzy and glam, and just the makeup was on point. The vocals were superb. So I said, let me just at least try to, you know, shine myself up a little bit.
Beautiful.
Thank you. Now, Holly, I have to say, Ray just said, I am doing backflips. He says, thank you in all capital letters with a bunch of exclamation points. Okay.
Thank you.
Now, this final question I want to ask, Kierra, let me ask you this. I know you like to cook, so what's your favorite dish to make for the holidays?
Well, actually, I haven't cooked because Auntie Jackee and Auntie Dodo Mama, they do the cooking. So I always am like, let me just go in here and eat all that I can eat, Frank.
No.
So I've never even offered to cook anything, but my mother has taught me how to make her yams and her macaroni, and it's delicious, and I do a great job, though I still call her every time I'm making it. That is really awful because I'm in my 30s and I should be able to handle it by myself. But those are my favorite, because now I have a dish that I can cook like my mommy and it tastes like mommy. So yeah.
I have to follow up with this question really quickly. You know, how is your relationship, having this musical family, having the Clark sisters as your musical family, encourage your own music career?
Oh my God, it has pushed me greatly. I mean, looking at everything that they've experienced, knowing too that they can relate to every part of my journey. So literally they started in their teens to their 20s. Now they're in the, I was about to say now they're 30s, but they are the good old golden girls now. But the 30s, they went in the 40s and the 50s. And so it's so many things that I'll even go to them and ask for their advice, and I just watch them. Sometimes the best advice that I get from my mother and my aunts, and even Dr. Holly, I call her my aunt too. I call her TT High. But me just watching them and seeing how they keep their composure, keep their grace. They don't let people move them. They stay authoritative in a room full of men. They're just strong women, but they somehow maintain their grace. So it's so many parts of their lives that have influenced me, both in music and my personal life, and even in my walk with Christ. So I could go on and on and on because that's a good question. So I'll stop there.
No, I mean, you ladies are doing it. And we have one more person from the audience. It's not even a question. They just want to say, you all are fantastic and great. This is from Ray Holiday with I1 Digital. He says, "You Brought the Sunshine is the song that made me fall in love with gospel music. Thank you for blessing us with your gifts."
Wow.
That is so encouraging.
Thank you. Thank you
So
for
on that
listening.
note, I'll wrap it up with a bow with this. What is the one thing that you are praying people get from this gospel celebration? Because again, for me, gospel music, sometimes maybe people think it's something that's you just go to church for, but this is, you can go and sit on your couch and you can, sing your songs and wear your favorite robe or wear your favorite dress. What's the one thing you want people to get from this?
Well, during this pandemic, I'm praying that this be a time of excitement, joy, and celebration, and that in spite of the sickness and the death that's coming, that our nation be healed like never before.
Thank you. And you all will help them heal. December 1st, again, our own Christmas. You can catch it at 9 p.m. It's going to be excellent. And again, we'll have all the details for you on OWN's social media pages. Ladies, with that being said, thank you so much. It has been a pleasure speaking with each and every one of you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And congratulations again, Dr. Holly Carter, for bringing this to us. All right, so at this time, we want to welcome a cappella music group Shelby 5, because we've been talking about music. So let's go ahead and hear some. Thank you so much for joining us.
We're so glad to be here.
So what pushed you to begin your career? I mean, you're a very versatile a cappella group, and my favorite thing is you all are all siblings. Who's the talker?
Yes. Well, I guess I'll do the talking today. I'm the delegated talker. What pushed us, my mom, she's a singer, and one day we were all in different parts of the house making noise, just racket, and she says, you know what, I got to organize this. And so she set us down on the couch and taught us harmony. And that was how many years ago? Maybe like
18 years
yeah,
ago.
about maybe 17 years ago. And so here we are today, and we just love to sing, and we love family.
Is it difficult working with each other? Because it's 5 of you, right?
Yeah. Oh, you best.
Let me see everyone's face real quick. Get in the camera. Let me see all of our moments.
We got our moments.
I could just imagine.
Genuinely love working with one another. So
We do. It's like having built-in best friends. That's how I like to think about it.
So before your surprise, what screams Christmas to you all? What is the one activity that you all do when you get around each other and it's like, yeah, we're all together again. We have to do this.
we love singing around the piano, similar
Holidays,
to like we love just the family aspect that Christmas brings. All the family comes together, everyone cooks a little dish and we sing and we just have a good time in each other's company.
And mama's cooking brings us all together.
Yes.
It brings us all together.
Well, you're about to bring all of us together with your voice. You guys harmonize beautifully. I loved watching you in the Christmas special last night that I was able to screen. So I know you have a special surprise for us. So here to give us a special sneak peek, a cappella performance of Mary, Did You Know?
Mary, did you know that your baby boy was Lord of all creation?
Mary, did you know that your baby boy would one day rule the nation? Did you know that your baby boy was heaven's perfect lamb? And the sleeping child you're holding is the great I am. Ooh.
I know this is virtual, so I will be the audience to clap for you all. Your voices are so beautiful. And it gets, listen, I know that was a snippet, but when I tell you, I can't plug you all enough. Like, you all's performance, which are plaid, what y'all have, like plaid bottoms?
Yeah.
I said, y'all brought the house down.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you so much. We love you.
So young, so talented, and the best is yet to come for you all. Thank you so much. Beautiful.
Thank you.
All right, so everyone, we want you to remember to tune into our own Christmas, Tuesday, December 1st at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, only on OWN. Again, it's an impeccable project, and you have to watch it. So much glitz glam, but the music is what really tops it off, and also those anecdotes as well. There are different stories trickled in and woven into this project that you've never heard of. And I strongly suggest and encourage you to watch it. Okay, so now let's shift it to a little bit of our holiday movies. On Tuesday, December 8th at 9 p.m. is the premiere of A Christmas for Mary, which is the first of 3 holiday movies on OWN. And this is a very heartwarming holiday tale of love, lost, and found, actually. And I really encourage all of you to tune in. Now we have the executive producer and star of the film, Miss Vivica A. Fox, and her co-star, the legendary Jackee Harry. I want to bring you both in and thank you for joining us. This movie had me on my toes. I was wondering, who is Mary? Who is Mary? Who is Mary being? When I tell you, I'm like, well, I'm waiting for them to say the word Mary. Who is Mary? And it was a phenomenal movie. So I want to applaud both of you for your performances. Now, Vivica, you actually starred in Two Can Play That Game. Now, I mean, that's just, I have to name that one. That one was like, okay. So you not only starred in this film, but you also executive produced this as well. So I'm curious to know, was this your first holiday movie that you executive produced? And if so, what was that like for you?
No, this is actually about my 6th or 7th Christmas film that I've done. And I was very blessed. Jackee and we've worked on several films as well too. So I was thrilled when I found out that she was joining the cast. But no, honey, I've had my producer hat on for a while.
Goodness gracious, what was it like? I know you're so talented. You've been EPing all over the board.
Yes.
I knew you did some producing or a lot of producing on other films, but I did not know it was a bunch of holiday films as well.
Yes, yes. I mean, you know, it's a wonderful new chapter of my career, but this is my first Christmas film for OWN Network. And when we found out that the movie was going to be OWN Network, we're kicking off OWN's Holiday for Christmas movies. We come out Tuesday, December 8th. And so we're kicking off things with a beautiful Christmas movie about rediscovery and renewal. And I play a boss, Vivian A, who is the magazine editor of Vibrant Magazine. There's a beautiful young actress, Morgan Dixon, who's my assistant, who gets a challenge, and we want to see if she can, you know, move up in the ranks and by wowing me with the Christmas story. And Jackee plays her mom.
Mm-hmm. And Jackee, I love you and Everybody Hates Chris, and of course the iconic Sister. I mean, the list goes on with your credits as well. You got a chance to work with Alonzo Slater, and as she mentioned, Morgan Dixon. What was it like for you working with those? I know Alonzo, he's up and coming. This is one of his first big breakout. So what is it like being a veteran actor, a legend actress, working with, you know, I have to play credit where
she put some sauce on that, Jackee. Okay, she sprinkled you with all kind of Christmas, you know, sprinkles. Just there you go.
Yeah. What was that dynamic like?
Hi, Francesca. It's my, I guess, I don't know how many movies I've done with Vivica now, but we're very close. That's my Leo sister. And I'm very proud of her. I just want to say that. And I'm proud of you too, Francesca. You're fierce, girl. You're fierce. The thing I liked about it is I played a woman who was the mother of a young woman who's trying to find herself. And the mother knows she will do it. but she does it with love and warmth and leadership, and lets her know that don't be threatened by something that you don't know. Just find out who you are first, and then you can deal with whoever Mary is. Like you said, I want to know who Mary was too.
The whole time.
The joy of it, yeah. But it's strong. And Alonzo, look at Alonzo. I've known Alonzo a long time, so it's great to see him, get a little meat on the bone. I love him. He's so witty.
Handsome.
Yes. So it's really, it has a beginning, a middle, and an end, and everybody will be very happy. And I'm happy that OWN is showing this movie first. You're going to really enjoy it.
It's a fantastic project. Vivica, the movie highlighted the importance of pausing during the holidays to search out those family stories. So as you reflect on your own family traditions and happenings during the holiday, what favorite story or tradition kind of comes to mind for you?
Oh, wow. My most favorite holiday tradition is normally I go to Indianapolis, Indiana. All of us do, all of the family. That's the one holiday that we have to spend together. And we usually go to my hometown of Indianapolis, Indiana, go to my mama's house and let her cook real good for her. Now I'm gonna let y'all know I'm cook, okay? I clean. I know my place, okay? I know my place. So they cook, and I'm over there, cleaning out the pots. And we spend the day together, and everybody from Indianapolis comes by and says hello. And then we usually go to a basketball game in the evening. The Indianapolis Pacers game, I get us a big suite, and we just hang out with each other and laugh and kiki. And it's beautiful, Francesca. It really is. And then usually, because the family, everyone has their own families, they spend Christmas at home watching their baby sisters' movies.
Hey. I can only imagine hanging out with your family for Christmas, Vivica. I'm sure there's not one silent moment.
Yeah, we have a good time. We do. We have a good time. We love teasing each other, that's for sure.
Jackee, with your character, you were discovering through the eyes of your daughter, Lena. So what discoveries or traditions have you made during the holidays that you now hold close to your heart?
Well, my son, he's 27. I've got 2 grandkids, and the baby girl, she's 1 year old. She just started walking. And the boy, he's 3. And I had no idea I would love them so much and love being a grandmother. Because I always said, I used to tell Vivica, I ain't being no grandmother. Ain't nobody call me grandmother. Call me Gigi, call me Miss Diva or something, but don't call me grand. I said they can call me whatever they want, whatever comes out of those little mouths. So I'm looking forward to seeing them there in San Antonio, Texas. So this is going to be new for me, being a grandmother at Christmas. It really is. And I got all the presents, I bought it all. But I want them to see the biggest tree I can find or fit in the house. I want them to have candy and cookies and ice cream. But I can give them right back, right? I can fill them up with goodies and just give them right back to their mama and their daddy.
That's right. That's right.
I don't care, but I make a great sweet potato pie. I make the best sweet potato pie on the planet.
And Francesca, can I just add that while we have been sitting here in the VIP room, the talent that you've had that the OWN network has lined up has just been amazing. I too watched the Clark Sisters minimum 5 times. That movie just absolutely moved me. I cried, I laughed to see the growth of some of the actors and actresses that starred in that. And then the a cappella group that was there. This is just lovely and a wonderful way to kick off the holidays. So thank you, Oprah and the OWN network. We really, really need moments like this, especially during the pandemic that has been so frustrating and alone for a lot of people.
Yes, we do. Now, ladies, I want to go ahead and begin I'm opening up the floor for our journalists that are also watching us. So bear with me. We have about 10 questions right now that I'm going to ask you, okay? So let's knock them out because I want to make sure that the journalists get their questions answered.
You got it.
All right. So this is from Kadeem Lundy from the Nocturnal here. And he says, were the characters of Lena and your character Vivian inspired by real life journalists and magazine editors?
Wow. Well, when I thought about my character, who was the magazine editor of Vibrant Magazine, I was definitely inspired by, back in the day, the editor of Essence. What's her name? Susan? It's on the tip of my tongue.
Taylor.
Yes, thank you very much. Who represented such class and dignity. And so that was what I was definitely inspired by. I can't answer for Morgan Dixon because I'm going to tell you, when she first got there, she got the part and they flew her immediately in from Baltimore. And she was a little starstruck at first. She's like, I can't believe I was in Baltimore yesterday and now I'm on the sharing a set with Vivica Fox. I said, baby, relax and make sure you know them lines. Now come on. And she did. She's so beautiful. Well, I'm a businesswoman and was executive producer, so I had to make sure she was on point. But she was lovely. She radiates goodness and a bright future. I adored working with Morgan.
This one's for Jackee, and Jackee, this is kind of not off topic, but kind of. But this is from Sarah. So, Jackee, are you surprised by the love that Sister Sister is getting from fans binge watching it on Netflix now?
In a word, yes. I had no idea. I mean, you go through your career, and I'm a career woman, as Vivica is, meaning I've sacrificed a lot of personal happiness for my career, and you just do it, and you get your accolades. But Sister Sister was a job, but I never expected it to transcend its own, its own self. Meaning, little kids come up, little 2-year-old, 3-year-old. Lisa, so it makes me feel good. So yes, I am shocked, and it's a #1 on Netflix. So I'm very pleased as punch, honey. Who knew? You never know. It ain't nothing but Jesus.
It certainly is. And the way you played that role, of Lisa Landry, I mean, I will never forget that character. Okay, we have another question from the audience. This is from Zaina Allen with a question for Vivica and Jackee. Continuing off of the importance of family, what is the importance of the Black woman in the family during these times? Vivica?
Well, I'm just going to keep it real cooking, okay? Because you can't stand to go to somebody's house and that chicken tastes like wood. So making sure we got some good food, some soul food at that. Hey.
Well, I think the importance is holding the family together, mother and grandmother, So when they, during this COVID-19 era, they talk about getting rid of old folks, so it's okay. No. Old folks have value. You know why? You can call them up, you got a problem, and they calm you right down. They make you feel whole and loved. So the importance of the woman in the family is always mama, Gigi, and great grandmama.
Yes.
So, her strength has been going back way before Miss Jane Pittman. You know what I mean?
Yes.
And I want to pull this in too, because I know I didn't mention this with you all yet, but one thing that we have to mention is this pandemic, and also the pandemic of racism as well.
Ooh.
So, I want to pull in the current state of the country right now.
Yes.
This has been the year of justice and injustice, but also Black excellence as well. So to you both, why do you think having a movie and the platform to show a movie like this is necessary at this time right now with the state of our country?
I'll answer first. My opinion is that we need to see family more than anything else, that we value each other and that we love each other, that we value our women, that we value our men, that we value our families. We need to add a little sunshine back, because like you said, it's like we've been underneath a dark cloud, to be honest with you, for the last 3 years with the past administration, which hopefully we'll be leaving soon, because we showed our strength in numbers by showing up and showing out, by voting. And it's good to see that we're paying attention and we're looking out for our communities and caring about making sure that Generation Next gets as many opportunities as those that sacrifice for us to have at this moment right now.
And it seems so simple to say, oh, why do we need a movie like this? We don't have many. I mean, they have Hallmark, and which are wonderful movies. We love those, and Lifetime. But for OWN, this is the first because people love Christmas movies, and everybody can't afford maybe a certain kind of cable or whatever to get it. So for Black folks to see their own people just doing a simple movie about love and coming together and maybe losing and then winning and then getting a guy, getting a girl. We don't do that a lot, right? Just see.
Yeah, we need those warm fuzzies.
Yeah, happiness on the screen. It's simple, but we don't have enough of it.
Now, this question is from Nico Flowers with Cox Media. Okay. Ladies, would you be open to doing another Christmas movie next year on this year's COVID-19 plot?
Well, yeah, because, it's been part of our history, and how we all had to navigate to get to our happiness was some experiences, because I live by myself, so I had never been so like isolated because I'm such a social butterfly. And girl, getting used to the Zoom meetings and figuring out the light and this, that, and the third was a whole experience. Okay, so we can definitely do a Christmas movie about Christmas during COVID.
Yes, definitely. I think we've got to do it. Wait, without the mask.
Well, you know what, Jackee? We can do them clear ones because at least they can see us.
Yes, we got to have our beat. Yeah, we can't. Yeah, I can't handle these masks. But yeah, we should do it. But it has to be done well. It can't be done with fear. No fear, because we're coming through it. Yeah, we're coming through it. We're going to get past it.
We certainly will.
Yes, together we will.
Let me ask you this last question to wrap up. What do you all have coming up for us that we should also be looking forward to?
Well, let's start. I got to plug on first. We are kicking off the holiday Christmas films Tuesday, December 8th with A Christmas for Mary. I've also done a couple more films for my So Wrong It's Right franchise with Lifetime. So we got The Wrong Prince Charming coming up, The Wrong Realtor. Also, I hosted the reunion special for I Love New York, which will be coming out November 23rd. I know we all love New York still, girl. She's crazy, and it was great. I loved her. And the Vivica Fox hair collection is doing amazing. And I think that's enough jobs for now.
Well, I can't talk about mine because I'm in New York now. Believe it or not, can you believe I am in the big doing
wow, Jackee, did you have to quarantine?
Yeah.
Quarantine?
You know I'm here for something major, yeah, but I can't say what it is, but it's lovely. And I'm gonna make it home, girl. Yes, I am. No,
you
I'm
stay
all right.
healthy and safe there.
I will. I promise. I ain't going nowhere.
I know that's right.
I'm saying right here.
Y'all are so cute. Okay.
Yeah. You know, we've known each other for years. And Jackee actually directed me on Mr. Box Office. So we've worked together, you know, and she comes and plays with me over my our So Wrong It's Right franchise. Yeah. I love Jackee. I love her energy. Girl, and she'll crack a joke on you in a heartbeat behind your back and then go, hee, 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 hee. Oh, that's her. That's her. But I love her.
But I respect you all. I'm into utmost respect for my dear Viv. I love her, and she does what I do. We show up and we know our lines.
Yes.
Okay, and
we do the work.
Very professional. Sounds so simple, but it's so rare. You'd be surprised.
Okay.
Just as you are, Miss Francesca. You look fat and you
look beautiful. Like, can we say for you, girlfriend, to piggyback off of that, girl, honey, them earrings and them lashes and that hair and that beautiful smile. Merry Christmas, Queen.
And all that red. You see her background? Look
yes, I see her, girl. She coordinated.
Yeah.
She coordinated. I just got a little fox over here. Once I saw her decor, I said, let me slide in something over here so I can just have something coming.
You all are true professionals. Thank you so much for the kind
You're
words.
welcome.
We cannot wait to share this moment with you all in Own History on December 8th, 9 p.m. Again, A Christmas for Mary. And again, to our viewers out there, this is a movie that you do not want to miss. So, Miss Jackee Harry, Miss Vivica Fox, thank you so much for joining us. It was a pleasure. All right, folks, on to our second film of the season, Cooking Up Christmas. The ladies were talking to you about cooking and whatnot. And yeah, this movie is definitely you're gonna take a bite out of it. So it premieres on Tuesday, December 15th at 9 p.m. And you all are in for a very sweet treat with this one. So all I'm gonna say is that it is love at first bite. Let's welcome the star of the film. You may know him as Pastor Jacob from Greenleaf, shot right here in Atlanta. Now he gets to play an all-star baseball player as an executive, and an executive producer actually, of the movie, Lamman Rucker. Lamman, where you at?
Hey.
It's a pleasure to have you. Thank you so much for joining us. And you know, I don't know if you remember Lamman, but I was actually an extra on Greenleaf sometime last year for the past season. Okay, so I guess you could kind
that was a couple seasons ago. Yeah, but Francesca, don't act like you're you're saying like you're just an extra. Everybody knows who you are, especially in Atlanta. But here you are again doing another nationally syndicated program, so everybody knows who you are. But yeah, it was great to see you. That was a lot of fun to have you hanging out with us for a little while, but that's the humility you have. You just came, you chilled, you blended in, you kicked it, and we had a great time. It was wonderful to have you. So
thank you, Lamman. And
absolutely.
It was so much fun to watch your movie. I got a chance to watch it this week, and when I tell you the demeanor, the way you were with the kids, the energy of the film, and you know I love a good love story. So I won't give anything away, but I love a good love story. Yeah, I love a good
What
love
love story? What are you talking about? I don't know.
That militant dad, that's right? You were actually an executive producer on this film. What was that like for you? And this wasn't your first time executive producing, was it?
No, not at all. I mean, what's great is really just bringing not only your on-screen commodity value, but the different ways that resources are provided, that you manage people, that you bring attention, to a project. I mean, it's really great. I mean, as the lady said before. So again, shout out to all my girls been on this program so far. My man DeVon too. But as Jackee and Viv were just talking about, I mean, once you've been in this business for a little while, you try to expand and diversify and just bring your knowledge and your love for what you do, and your skill sets, and integrate them as best as possible. So I thank OWN very much for allowing me to bring my love and my value to this project in various ways. So it's been a great ride. We did it really fast too. So we knocked this thing out in
Really?
less than a month. So yeah, it was crazy.
What was the driving force when it came to executive producing a film like this? What did you want to make sure that the viewer walked away with?
Well, I think for all of us, we want to, and I think for me at least, and I can't speak entirely for Oprah and the rest of our family at OWN and Harpo and our other partners, but I think everybody really, and one of the joys of doing Greenleaf, one of the privileges that I actually considered about being a part of the Greenleaf, I'll say empire, if you will, and that legacy is that I think we want to tell the truth. We want to tell the truth. We want to tell the whole story. We want to embrace the love of each other, the love of ourselves. I think to the core, everybody, each storyteller, everybody that I've ever experienced, even the stories that I enjoy, you start to realize that there's also something else going on. It's not just about the story. So every storyteller has their own personal there's a story behind the story. Not to say that there's an agenda per se, but there's always some other more intrinsic value that I'm looking for with the stories that I participate in. So for me, anything that's about the love of family, that's connected to healing, where there's spiritual growth, where people are working through whatever their experience has been with pain and loss and trauma and disenfranchisement, being discouraged. These are just real things. This is the truth about what it means to be a human being. But the more beautiful thing, even though those might be considered negative things, I think they're also beautiful things. I believe things happen for you, not just to you. So the other wonderful thing is the other side of that, which is how magnificent we are, how strong people are, how resilient we are as human beings, period, but in particular as Black people and as people of color throughout the diaspora, throughout the spectrum. It's showing what we're made of. It's showing how God works through every single one of us. It's showing how when you really let your light shine, when you really embrace the love within you, the love around you, and smell the roses and really shift your attitude to focus on the positive, not the negative. Looking at how wonderful things are, not just focusing on the adversity and the struggle. You have to acknowledge that and respect that. But, we have the power to put ourselves on the other side of that, and the clouds just open up, the sun shines so much brighter, and we deserve to tell those stories more. Let's tell the whole story so we get to that side of it as well.
You also mentioned family, Lamman, and I want to hit on a theme that I think we need to see more of in film, and that's fatherhood. And in this film, we saw you be Donovan and this, legendary baseball player, and he's like raising his kids up to be kind of militant or militarized in a way, to keep them in this structure. And we saw
he was definitely
levels.
a drill sergeant.
Yeah, he is. And in the film, we saw different levels of fatherhood, and I'll just say that without telling too much. So I'm curious to know how did fathers in your life or father figures in your life, how did you draw on or pull on those father figures to play this role?
Yeah, so I've had the privilege of being a son, as well as parenting even since I was a teenager, actually. So aside from also my experience as a teacher and as an educator, I've been mentoring and teaching and parenting for a very long time. Thankfully, I've had an incredible example in my father, and as and quite a few other men, most
Amen.
of the men throughout my life and throughout my family. So I believe it is a very, the stigma and the myth of the Black father who isn't there or who doesn't care. Although I know that I've had some significant privilege, if you will, in certain ways, at the same time, even the data supports the fact that Black men are there. Black men love their families. They love their children. The majority respect their, our women. So these are the stories that I'm much more interested. Again, let's tell the whole story. We know that there are deviations of that. We know that we haven't always been perfect. We know that our fathers aren't perfect. We know that life isn't always, this, rosy kind of little story. But yeah, just like I said, just like with Jacob, that journey of fatherhood, that journey of brotherhood, of manhood, of sonhood even, that's part of it. It's your connection to the men before you and all those that come after you. Like, where do you fall in there? Trying to find that identity. How do you manage all of these responsibilities and these expectations? And I mean, that's how I could have answered the previous question, because this that you're hitting on now is so much also my life's work, not just personally, but also what I've done outside of my own life and outside of my family and throughout the communities that I've lived in and come from and been connected to. It's something that I think is so critically important, especially when we look at how our men and boys and women, though, are being victimized, whether it be systematically or whether it's law enforcement, the judicial system, what have you, but even how we're victimizing ourselves, how we are hurting ourselves, killing one another. There's so much other information, to that. And we've got to know that. And we've also got to have the courage to show that. So I love that Greenleaf really kind of pulled back the veil and showed the flaws and the vulnerabilities and the missteps, but also showed that look how beautiful these people are. Look how beautiful these men are. And they're trying to figure it out. They're committed to figuring out. They're committed to being better men. They're committed to being better fathers. And that's very much who Donovan is. He's been through some things as well. It's really hard for him. He lost his wife. He's at a very critical part of his professional career, which has been a very dominant part of his identity for so long. That's challenged. It's being threatened now by age and injury and all these other things. But what really matters? So at the core, we got to stop worrying about sometimes all this stuff and get to the spirit. And when you really focus on what the heart really needs, not so much just what it wants, and what other people's hearts really need, and you can make that connection, incredible, beautiful things happen. So he's got these beautiful children inside and out. He's got, so many other people around him that are a part of his life that he just needs to kind of chill out and relax and enjoy the fruits of his labor. And at the same time, this wonderful, wonderful breadth of love and support that he has. And it's interesting that finally Chloe comes along and she's the spark that really helped so much of this really happen for him.
She was cooking up a bunch, and I want to turn
man, so shout out to my girl Meagan Holder.
Meagan
man.
Holder.
She was beautiful, did an incredible job, and so great to have shared this opportunity with her. She was dope, super sweet, beautiful, on top of her game. We had a ball.
And let me just tell you, Lamman, you are so exemplary, and I don't know if people tell you that enough. Watching you on Meet the Browns and Tyler Perry's House of Pain, Greenleaf, you are truly an example in not only the Black community, but just as a man in general. So I just want to nod off to you, especially during this time. Our country's going through so much when it comes to racial injustice and justices, and also this pandemic. I can only imagine what the mental state of the Black man is at this time. So I just want to say kudos to you. The projects that you fill our homes with, we appreciate you so much. Now, you mentioned Meagan. So I want to know what it was like.
Thank you for that, by the way. Thank you so much. That's super sweet and thoughtful of you to say so.
Of course. You mentioned Meagan Holder and your entire cast. What was it like kind of behind the scenes? Can you kind of give us an anecdote of what it was like filming? Like, was it funny? Was it more so serious? Did someone forget a line?
Nah, I mean, of course, the moments that are serious, but even in between those moments, and as people who've worked with me before, I'm very focused, and I consider myself a very disciplined, thespian. But at the same time, there are times where you gotta break that energy up, and you still gotta have some fun. I definitely, was cutting up and, acting a fool with our hair, makeup, wardrobe, other folks on our crew. Shout out to Roger Bob, who was our director, who, again, as you even mentioned, back to my Meet the Browns days and Why Did I Get Married? So I've had a long-standing relationship and friendship with him. So I knew I was in good hands with him and his staff, and we could share jokes and we know how to communicate to each other. And again, to your earlier point, the love and respect as men, as professional peers, as Black brothers. We wanted to do our best, not only for ourselves but even for each other. So it was great to be in that position again. So yeah, we always had fun. I mean, we were really kind of in this house like the entire time. We didn't shoot anywhere else. We were in this
it was
house,
gorgeous and it was big
but
enough.
all over the house. The house is huge, So Donovan got some dough. You know what I'm saying? But we were all over the house and all over the property. So it was great to really like maximize that and to really show this family. Really, we were literally living in it just as these characters are. So we made ourselves comfortable. I mean, in between takes, me and Uncle Buck and my son DJ, right? We're in the other room. We're kicking back and we're watching TV. We're watching the playoffs and we're watching the news and we're talking about you just start to learn. You start to really settle in the place. So hopefully, people really buy into the fact that we really live there and we're really connected to it and we really belong to it. Because we had a good time just hanging out together, whether it's between takes, between setups. You did a really wonderful job, casting this. So that energy and the personality. So again, shout out George Pierre and some of the other folks involved, locally and nationally casting this. It was a great combination. So again, all the kids were great, super fun, super bright. Their parents are awesome. We had a really wonderful combination of energy. So it was a really good time.
Before I ask you this last question, I have to ask, is your regimen kind of like Donovan's in that you're extremely strict, like no sugars, no processed foods, no trans fat during this pandemic? What's your eating been like and what's been the most difficult thing to grapple with during the pandemic?
Well, to be honest with you, it hasn't been as good as it should be, in particular the last few months. But no, I'm not as regimented, as Donovan is. He's got other things that really shape he goes a little too far, and in particular, he puts everybody else through his madness. But no, I definitely consider myself, very, like I said, disciplined. I try to be mindful, not so much of having to correct myself, and just it's been a lifestyle for me. Wellness is something that I've made a commitment to, and my life has been like that. My wife is also the same way. So we live, I believe, a very healthy lifestyle. At the same time, you're supposed to enjoy your life too. So don't fall off the horse and fall apart. But enjoy your sweets or this here and there. But again, as they always say, within reason or within moderation, and not every day, not all the time. But we eat well, we eat intelligently, and it's a good idea to just kind of, now that's just part of how you flow. One of the things I've really appreciated about Atlanta is the options that we have. Particularly so many Black-owned businesses as well that are, very health conscious, that are vegan or plant-based even, and all that. And even though I'm not necessarily vegan, I can go to, Vitamin Lady, or I can go to, your plant-based pizzeria, your Viva La Vegans. And I mean, there's so many places, Soul Veg, and like, it's just there's a wide range of places that you can support, as well as that you can make sure that you're, really putting healthy, intelligent things inside your body so that your body can respond. And trust me, when we're working 8, 10, 12, 16-hour days or whatever, you need to have enough understanding of not only your body and the body, but also making sure that you're giving yourself the right food, the right fuel, the right nutrition, so you can stay sharp, so that you're, nourished properly, and you don't fall apart. We see a lot of people who abuse themselves or who do very unnatural things trying to overcompensate. And I've done my very best to make sure that those don't become habits of mine. So I'm nowhere near Donovan's level of, he's a little bit of a maniac to some degree.
He's crazy.
But yeah, I try to take it seriously, and I understand that keeping it together has its value. Even
Listen, are you fishing?
Try to keep it together. Brother want to keep working, but you want to look good, you want to feel good, and most importantly, it's about what's happening inside. So the body responds to what's happening to you spiritually and emotionally anyway. So again, that wellness is not just what you put in your mouth, it's what you put in your eyes, in your ears, your environment, the people around you, your relationships, what you read, what you consume, and so forth. So I try to be mindful of all of that.
This is my final question, Lamman, and I know we are running tight on time, so I'm going to ask it to you briefly, but it's a loaded question. I mean, I want to turn to the state of our country, Lamman, and as I mentioned, there's been so much emotional and mental and physical pain endured by much of Black America. So why is this movie necessary at this point in time?
Well, I think what I'd like to always encourage people to do is not kind of run away from stuff. I think definitely television and film and entertainment can be a certain opportunity for escapism, for a lot of people, and that's perfectly understandable. But I've definitely found it what works for me and what works even for people who might not always think it will work for them, that the thing to do is to really confront what's going on, to confront what's happening within you, to really learn about what's going on around you. Throughout even the voting process and otherwise, I always encourage people, I try to make this commitment myself as well, to be engaged, to serve, to get involved, to understand what my choices are. There's more than one way to respond to what's happening around you, but how you respond personally, how you learn to keep yourself grounded and balanced and at peace and limit your stress. And again, that's connected to, as I'm saying, what you take in, the people you're around, organizations that you work through, or how you spend, your days and your time. It's tough not to have it really weigh on you, but there's a way to say, okay, this is what's happening, but I'm able to put it in context because I know that that's also part of the history of this country, and I'm not in denial about that, So based on that, what can I do? What power and influence and impact can I have? How do I stay grounded and settled and at peace and in a healthy space so that I'm not falling into depression, or I'm not doing anything that's, self-destructive or destructive to anyone else? How can I respond to this in love and collaboration and cooperation, as opposed to responding in fear and desperation and violence as many others do? So you got to definitely practice working and living and responding at a higher vibration. So just like, Mrs. Obama says, hey, when they go low, you go high. Stay high. That's where the highest is. That's where you belong. And that's where you have the power to live and move and flow with grace. So, take it easy, but acknowledge what's going on with you, and if you need help, get it. There is help. We're isolated in certain ways. We're quarantined, but we don't have to be disconnected from one another and living in caves and not getting everything that we need. So there's people here. Own is here. Own has been here. And we're all doing what we can as artists, as activists, as servants through these gifts and through these mediums to serve as many people as we possibly can. So I think Cooking Up Christmas is coming at the perfect time. It will be one of the a very therapeutic response to what's going on around us. So stay tuned, stay with us, continue to be part of this Own family and this incredible, just plethora of beautiful people and brilliant storytelling. And I can't wait for the 1st, the 8th, the 15th, and the 22nd, right? I mean, it's like you got a whole month full of good times coming your way. So stay tuned and stay lifted, stay encouraged, and laugh, live, and love.
Yes.
We got you.
And Lamman, I can't wait for the sequel of Cooking Up Christmas.
I'm down.
I'm gonna put that in the atmosphere right now.
Endless possibilities with that. That's right.
I want to see some extra because what happened at the end, I need to see more of that. Okay.
Hopefully that's where we hopefully we did that and put people in a place where I want more. You know, that's ideally exactly what you want people to feel.
And that will be everyone on December 15th. Thank you so much, Lamman. Thank you for your time,
Absolutely,
sharing
my
the evening
pleasure.
with us. Blessings to you, and continue the Black excellence, Lamman.
No, thank you so much. All right, always good to see you, Francesca.
You too,
Happy
Lamman.
holidays, happy Christmas,
too.
happy
Holidays.
Kwanzaa, happy New Year, all of that.
Amen. Thank you, Lamman.
All right,
you guys can catch Cooking Up Christmas on December 15th, as Lamman mentioned, at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And don't forget to tune in on Tuesday, December 22nd at 9 p.m. for the final movie premiere of the season. I told you we had not one movie, not two, but 3 movies from OWN. This one's called A First Christmas, which stars Adara Victor and Tonia Stewart, and executive produced by the Tia Mowry. Now, you will love this so much. It's such a good film. It's a heartwarming story, and it will make you truly be grateful for your family. So I want to thank each and every one of you again for attending. This was so much fun. I know we all needed a little bit of extra cheer this holiday season, and I'm wishing everyone a happy, healthy, and safe holiday season. But before you go, we want to leave you with a little holiday cheer from OWN. Take a look at what's upcoming this season.
Starting November, the best place to be is OWN for the holidays. Ring in the holidays with brand new movies starring Vivica Fox, Jackee Harry, and more. Plus Christmas classics you love.
Merry Christmas. Join us for the music event of the Christmas season.
A gospel spectacular with performances including Erica Campbell and the Clark Sisters. Delicious cooking specials and more.
Come celebrate with us all season long.
OWN for the holidays is coming soon.
I'm excited to give you an update about our own YouTube channel. Now you can find new videos every day. They're the kind of videos that will make you look at life differently. They may even make you laugh a little bit. Subscribe to the OWN channel today, and we'll see you on YouTube.